This evening, speedboat operators resumed service following a meeting with the President. Narcotics found in RDC Health Department vehicle. Police are investigating the drowning death of a Berbice farmer. In the region, Peru's new President BOLUARTE names cabinet amid protests. And internationally, China government health advisor warns of surging COVID cases. Welcome to another broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Updates. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. Following a meeting with President Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali on Sunday evening, speedboat operators plying the Georgetown to Vreden Hoop route have decided to cease their strike action and refrain from raising prices. According to the Office of the President, Dr. Ali brokered a deal with the speedboat operators working the route to have their fares remain at $100 per person. The decision was made when the head of state met with Demerara River Speedboat Association members at the National Track and Field facility. The president committed to helping to improve the service of the speedboat operators and the landing area. Additionally, Lal Bachchan Babulal, the vice president of the Demerara River Speedboat Association, expressed satisfaction with the meeting and said members look forward to working with the president to improve the service. A strike was initiated by the speedboat operators last Friday. The operators sought to have the fares across the Demerara River increased from $100 to $120. The police in Region Division 6 are investigating the drowning death of a 49-year-old farmer whose body was discovered in a trench along the Racecourse Street at Alnis Village, Quarantine Berbice on Sunday, December 12th. Dead is Bernard Gray, a livestock and rice farmer of Alnis Village, Quarantine Berbice. According to the dead man's partner, Alita Pearson, Gray was at her house on Saturday around 4 p.m. Pearson said at the time she was leaving to go and look after her livestock and told Gray to sit on her mother's step and that she would be returning soon. She said the man was not there upon her return and an eyewitness saw him leaving the yard. Pearson said she did not hear or see Gray for the entire Saturday night, but on Sunday she got up around 6 a.m. to look for him. She added that she ventured into his aunt's house, which he usually visits, but he was not there, and the aunt indicated that she did not see him. While she was making her way along the Racecourse Street, she saw his body in the trench and raised the alarm. The neighbors came out to assist in pulling the body out of the trench. Police were subsequently contacted, and the investigation is in progress. Police ranks of the Lewis Manor Police Outpost while conducting a stop-and-search exercise on Sunday at the number 19 public road in Quarantine Berbice stopped an X-Trail motor vehicle. The driver informed the ranks that the vehicle belonged to the Regional Democratic Council, New Amsterdam Health Department. Upon inspection, the officers observed two bulky brown bags in the trunk of the car. This prompted the vehicle's driver to speed off in an eastern direction. The ranks gave chase and apprehended the driver. The ranks conducted a complete search of the motor vehicle. A search of the bulky bags in the trunk led to the discovery of several leaf season stems suspected to be cannabis sativa. The driver was told of the offense committed, cautioned, arrested, and escorted to the Albion police station, where the suspected cannabis was weighed and amounted to 411 grams. It was marked, sealed in a transparent evidence bag, and lodged. The suspect was taken in custody pending charges. Investigations are ongoing. Stick around after the break. Men on a mission to construct 150 homes for vulnerable Guyanese next year, and 700 farmers and agro-processors benefit from the Fort Wellington processing facility.
Last year, we couldn't celebrate Christmas as we wanted to, so for this year, we had everything planned. 100,000 watts of lights, 10 feet tall tree, the best table ever, custom t-shirts, live shows, DJ. And we also had Uncle Mario, who forgot the KFC buckets in the car with the keys inside.
Step back!
This Christmas is to be enjoyed no matter what. Let's savor this Christmas.
Shop at John Lewis Styles in December, and you could win one Amazon Echo Show every day. Yes, every day. And that's not all. 4 persons will win $500,000 to spend in the store. Just imagine $500,000 to spend on clothing, footwear, watches, fragrances, handbags, luggage, and accessories. So shop now at John Lewis Styles to win one Amazon Echo Show every day and $500,000 to spend in the store. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Give your home or office some shine. Fortune Investment Company. We provide reliable commercial and residential professional cleaning services in Guyana. We clean homes and commercial offices. Other services offered are floor care and tile polishing, interior auto detailing services, power washing, weeding and cleaning, and carpet, couch, and mattress cleaning. We are committed to keeping your homes and offices squeaky clean. Call us now at 592-689-7558 or 592-639-6365 or visit us at 3430 Jackson North Rumville, Georgetown, Guyana. Fortune Investment Company. When we say clean, we mean spotless.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Cab Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. On Sunday, President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali handed over a newly constructed and furnished home to 85-year-old Mina Bafan at her estate in East Bank Demerara as part of his Men on a Mission initiative. The home's construction followed a recent outreach by Dr. Ali to the community. During that consultation, the president committed to ensuring the elderly woman receives a comfortable and permanent place of abode. On December 1st, the Guyanese leader led a team of men to demolish the dilapidated house where Bafan lived to make way for construction. President Ali has announced that Guyana would see the work of the Men on a Mission family expanding significantly next year. He said they would embark on building 150 homes throughout Guyana. The president explained that commercial banks and other key players had signaled their interest in financing persons who already have land and are ready to build. To further drive this plan, the administration has also crafted a strategy to ramp up the construction labor force. It intends to enter communities and recruit individuals interested in acquiring a skill. Persons will have the opportunity to undergo training in carpentry, masonry, and electrical engineering, among others. The president said that while the heavy focus will be placed on relocating squatters who already have house lots next year, they will be able to receive assistance from the banking institutions. At the same time, the Men on a Mission team will lend building support. The head of state also emphasized that he does not want the Men on a Mission program to become a reactive initiative, but a proactive one spread across the country. He also noted that Men on a Mission is planning a Home with Dad event on the last Sunday of January. On Saturday, Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa commissioned a state-of-the-art agro-processing facility at Fort Wellington on the west coast of Berbice. The $37 million investment will see approximately 700 persons, including farmers, agro-processors, women, youths, and other stakeholders from the Region 5 and 6, benefiting from improved services geared at increasing the value and extending the shelf life of their products. The facility is outfitted with the necessary equipment to process and package approximately 4,320 liters of green seasoning and 3,600 liters of pepper sauce monthly. It is designed to offer 24-hour service and a mechanism process to reduce operational costs. While offering remarks, Minister Mustafa challenged farmers to make full use of the facility, noting that the government intends to ensure the agriculture sector develops its agro-processing capabilities. Minister Mustafa also said CARICOM is now looking to reduce its food import bill. More locally made products are being exported to countries in the region. This year, the new Ghana Marketing Corporation is expected to commence construction and retrofitting several agro-processing and packaging facilities across the country. Last month, Minister Mustafa commissioned a similar facility in St. Ignatius in Region 9 that will be used primarily for the production and packaging of peanut butter. Another facility is expected to be commissioned in Region 9, deep south, before the end of the year. Don't go away after the break. NASA's Orion capsule returns to Earth after test flight to the moon, and China government health advisors warns of surge in COVID cases.
Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
Shop at John Lewis Styles in December, and you could win one Amazon Echo Show every day. Yes, every day. And that's not all. 4 persons will win $500,000 to spend in the store. Just imagine $500,000 to spend on clothing, footwear, watches, fragrances, handbags, luggage, and accessories. So shop now at John Lewis Styles to win one Amazon Echo Show every day and $500,000 to spend in the store. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Welcome back. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. Protest continues across Peru even after the new leader, Dina Boluarte, has sworn in her cabinet. Police have been out in force as former President Pedro Castillo supporters demand his release. Al Jazeera's Mariana Sanchez reports.
Anger mounting in the central Andean region of Andahuaylas, at least 20 people were wounded in clashes with the police, and at least 1 officer was taken hostage. Here in the south of the country, protesters blocked the main highway, fed up with what they say is a corrupt political class. Peruvians are out demonstrating from north to south, most of them with the same demands.
Definitely close Congress and let all the lawmakers go. They do not represent us.
How can we trust Boluarte? She said if President Castillo goes, I do too, and she did not stand by what she promised.
For her 3rd day in office, President Dina Boluarte swore in a new cabinet asking each minister the same question.
Do you swear not to be involved in corruption?
But before the ceremony was over, corruption accusations surrounding the new prime minister had already surfaced.
I am concerned with the appointment of a mediocre cabinet and consequently that it will not be capable of generating enough political strength to quell the protests that are still small but already all over the country.
That's why 87% of Peruvians want Congress dissolved. Peru has had 6 presidents in the last 6 years. Most former leaders are either in jail or under investigation for corruption.
The anger is growing because a new president doesn't change the political status quo, and many Peruvians find it hard to believe that they can be governed with an honest political class.
Former President Pedro Castillo left office with a 25% approval rating. He's facing 6 corruption charges and 1 of rebellion. Castillo says his arrest is arbitrary and illegal. He's currently serving a 7-day preliminary detention. A judge has denied his petition for release. Whether protesters support the former president or not, most Peruvians say they will march until their voices will finally be heard. Mariana Sanchez, Al Jazeera, Lima, Peru.
The United States has been asking the question for decades. Can it put people on the moon again and explore beyond it? Now they have a cautious answer. Al Jazeera's Patty Culhan has the story.
Splashdown. And this was the moment NASA knew. Success. A first step toward putting humans back on the moon completed.
The latest chapter of NASA's journey to the moon comes to a close.
On November 16th, the Artemis 1 rocket lifted off.
And liftoff of Artemis 1.
Taking a journey deeper into space than ever before, coming within 128 kilometers of the moon. But the hardest part, getting the unmanned module back without burning up. It would re-enter the atmosphere going 32 times the speed of sound. The heat surrounding it, more than 2,700 degrees Celsius. So scientists tried a new technique to help with that.
And do a nominal skip maneuver where we're actually going to bounce off once.
We have 3 fully inflated main chutes.
The parachutes deployed, and the U.S. Navy was ready and able to retrieve the capsule and the tests inside. Next up, they hope to have a crew, complete with a woman and a person of color, make the journey in 2024. But the end goal is much bigger, getting astronauts on the moon, able to build a kind of way station for further exploration.
That's why this is a defining day. It is one that marks new technology, a whole new breed of astronaut, a vision for the future.
But big challenges remain before an American can step foot on the moon. The private company SpaceX has to develop a kind of series of gas stations in space and build a lander. And there will likely be pressure from Congress. These launches are costing 8 times more than was forecast. In all, expected to cost more than $93 billion.
Until you actually look at the Earth yourself through the window.
Still, Susan Kurland, the youngest person and only the second woman to pilot a spacecraft, tells Al Jazeera that she believes the eventual payoff is worth the heavy price.
I think the most important is we're inspiring the Artemis generation. We're inspiring kids to want to go into STEM fields, to want to shoot for the stars.
The landing coincided with the 50th anniversary of the last time an American was on the moon, leaving quite the impression.
I was strolling on the moon one day.
50 years later, scientists believe they are one step closer to making sure someday soon, someone can take a stroll on the lunar surface again. Patty Culhane, Al Jazeera.
And finally, China's zero-COVID policy has been one of the toughest in the world, from mandatory regular testing to quarantine in medical facilities. But after rare protests, the government dropped most of the strict measures and eased others. Nevertheless, across the country, urban areas show signs of population either afraid of a coming surge or already grappling with infections. Al Jazeera's Imran Khan reports.
You'd think that after imposing some of the toughest COVID-19 restrictions on the planet, lifting them would fill the streets and cafes with people and life would be getting back to normal. By getting rid of measures like forcing people into quarantine camps, letting people isolate at home, and allowing free travel within the country, China may have stopped the protest that took place last week, and citizens have expressed relief, but this is now happening. People are still afraid to go out. In Wuhan, where the first cases of COVID-19 were discovered, it's still mostly empty and business owners are worried.
Businesses are struggling to hold on. Let's see how it goes. After things have opened up, we'll have to see if there are any travelers. We have to see what the footfall will be like. If things are still the same next year, people will have to leave.
People are staying away because they're afraid the lifting of the restrictions will mean more people will be exposed to the virus. But the government is working to reassure people that they are safe to get back to their lives. One of the other big worries is a lack of medical supplies and testing kits, but pharmacists in southern China say once disrupted supply chains are now functioning as they're supposed to.
There have been times when we've run out of stock because demand has significantly increased, but we have made some adjustments, so if we run out of certain items, they will be restocked the next morning.
It'll take a while for people to begin to get back some semblance of a normal life. The Chinese government has pushed the narrative the only way you deal with COVID-19 is that you don't have any cases at all. But its own health experts are now saying by scrapping regular testing, infections are going up. Not so, say the government. Health authorities reported 1,661 new infections for Beijing on Saturday, down 42% from 3,974 on December 6th, a day before the national policies were dramatically relaxed. Transitioning from a zero-COVID policy to a deal-with-COVID policy is going to take some time, an opinion that health experts and the government seem to agree on. But how that transition is managed is in dispute, with health officials fearing a mass outbreak. But Beijing's worried that the tough restrictions on movement that led to rare protests and open criticism of the government will flare up again. Imran Khan, Al Jazeera.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now to 3 weather forecast. And that is it for this edition of Channel 2's Headline News Updates. Tune in on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.